Hello everyone, my name is Haunted Ditto and I am a judge of this year's Instant Name Jam. I've been part of the Pokemon fangame community for 8 years now and specialize in PBS editing and game balance. In this tutorial I will give you some advice about improving your game's balance. First we will start with the backbone of every proper Pokemon fangame, the Pokemon of course. I won't get too much into detail about the creation of custom Pokemon themselves, since this could be its own guide, but here are some important points you might want to consider. First, you should try to stay true to the patterns introduced by Game Freak, so your custom Pokemon don't stick out like a sore thumb. This, for example, includes the base set total of the Pokemon. Normal Pokemon have a BST below the 600 mark. To be more precise, the highest BST for standard Pokemon is Arcanine with 555. A bit higher are Paradox Pokemon, Ultra Beasts, and minor legendaries. The 600 BST is reached by the pseudo-legendaries such as Garchomp, Salamence, and Metagross. And mythical Pokemon like Celebi, Zarude, and Shadow. The only Pokemon stronger than that are the cover legendaries like Palkia, Groudon, and Zamazenta, which range from 670 to 690. Of course, there are a few exceptions like the gimmicky Slacking or Wishy-Washy Swarm form, but they aren't the norm and shouldn't be replicated too often. Another pattern you can find involves Mega Pokemon. On Mega Evolving, the Pokemon gains 100 additional stat points, no matter how good or bad the original Pokemon is. The HP stat never gains any extra points. Regional variants share the same BST with the original counterpart. For the most part, only feature small changes like moving 10 points from speed to defense, or no changes at all. So if you create a regional variant, don't give it a higher BST than the original version. There are surely more rules to consider, but those are the most important ones in my opinion. Now we will move the main part, talk about the actual balancing itself. Once again, I will start with some things you should consider first, and then we will move on to the part where I create some custom NPC trainers. First, you should base the balancing on the goal of your game. A story-based fan game should have pretty easy battles overall, so the player's focus stays on the story, while a fan game about tournaments and becoming the very best should be hard since it's the main part of the experience. Next, don't turn your game into a grinding nightmare. This just steals the player's time and might even lead to them stopping their playthrough completely. Difficulty can be easily achieved without constantly bumping up the opponent's levels. Certain moves can make a Pokemon weaker or stronger too. Try to keep the fights legal. Even Game Freak themselves often break this rule, like with Lance and his 3 underleveled Dragonite. When creating teams and movesets, at least try to only use Pokemon and moves which fit the current level of the game. This way you keep it fair and the player doesn't get frustrated about the NPCs getting better tools from the creators. Next, stick close to the trainer classes. The Bird Keeper should use flying types, not a team consisting of 2 Grimer and a Dynamo. Not every trainer should make full use of the 6 party member limit. Keep it simple and give basic trainers 2 or 3 Pokemon. Too many opponents will drastically prolong the game and add additional XP gain you have to consider. Wild Pokemon level should be on average around 4 levels lower than the trainers on the route. Lastly, difficulty should never be a flat line or just a slowly growing curve. After a hard gym leader, there should follow a few weaker trainers so the player can relax a bit after the nerve-wracking battle. Now we will move to the creation part of the video and design some NPC trainers. We will start with a youngster called Mike. He owns a level 15 Zigzagoon and Spearow. And now I will determine their moves. You open up the Pokemon text file. In the case of Zigzagoon, up to level 15, it can learn all these moves. And in this case, we will pick Baby Doll Eyes, Headbutt, Cabot, and Sedative. When creating movesets, I always try to not use moves that do the same. So in the case of Zigzagoon, I wouldn't recommend using Growl and Baby Doll Eyes in the same moveset. Then we Spear, and we can pick its 4 moves. In this case, Aerial Ace, Fury Attack, Assurance, and Growl. Now we will move over to a Pokemon Breeder. They are a little bit more specialized, so we have to consider a few things. They are known for freeze, to be exact. They are known for only using unevolved Pokemon, fully using the 6 member slots, and their Pokemon know egg moves. In this case, to make it a little bit easier, I already picked 6 Vampy, make it simple, and they all have Rollout, Flail, and Defense Curl. For the final slot, we pick egg moves. We got the egg section, and now we just pick a few moves. For example, one can get Focus Energy, one gets Ancient Power. So now, the next trainer is a little bit tricky. It's a gym leader. The gym leader in this case is called Veronica, and she specializes in rock types. Tinsy is some kind of second gym leader. She has 3 Pokemon, and her team will be level 16, 17, 18 for her ace. Here I already created a draft. Those are Geodude, Rockruff, and Nosepass. Already with some moves. As you can see, the early Pokemon are a bit weaker and work as a sort of setup for the final big ace. can make just pretty standard Pokemon, or in the case of my Geodude, some kind of Stealth Rock setter is smart, or even setting up Sandstorm for a 50% special defense boost on all of her rock types. Just some things you can consider. And here you are even free to use maybe some tutor moves, egg moves. Don't forget to give her the move her TM is. For example, in this case of the gym, her TM is Rock Tomb, so the Nosepass uses Rock. Then after the leader battle, we should allow the player to rest a bit. So it's just super simple grunt called Alex. He has a coughing level 17 with 4 basic moves, and it just serves as a way to allow the player to relax. Nothing special, nothing crazy. That's it. Now this pretty much concludes the most important points I have wanted to discuss here. As my last advice, I recommend to always test battles, minor touch-ups, if the player's Pokemon level up too fast or too slow compared to the NPCs. If you only do this at the end and encounter problems, then you will probably have to edit everything that comes afterwards. So I advise you to test the curves after every major boss fight created. Well, that's all. Good luck with your Jam project, and if you have additional questions, do not hesitate to send me a DM. You can find me on the insert name Jam or the EV Expo Discord servers. Goodbye.